What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Every Week We Follow. We are back with another match preview. The games just keep coming thick and fast. Wednesday night, 7:30, by the way, guys. I thought it was 8 until my father-in-law yesterday told me it was 7:30. So I was a bit worried I was actually going to be probably late to the game. So that wouldn't have been good, would it? But yes, as always, if you are new here, please do give us a subscribe. If you're 25 seconds in, you like what you're listening to. Otherwise, later on, if you're enjoying it, give us a little subscribe, hit that little notification bell so you get your match post notifications on. I think that's what people say. I think that's what they say. If you like it, give it a like. Otherwise, description down in the there's a description down in the description. Oh my god, there's a link down in the description for the competition that we are running for a signed Villa football from last season's squad. It includes Jacob Ramsey and Daniel Marlon,
who scored twice for Roma yesterday.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, honestly, is it another one of them? But it's £5 per entry. All the proceeds go to a wonderful cause of Acorns. Yes, so that is my intro done. That wasn't very good. How are you doing, Gary? I hear you're not sleeping very well.
You've entertained me, mate. I think that's one of the best intros you've done. It's just absolutely spot on, mate. You know, it wouldn't be the same, would it? No, I'm good, mate. Like you say, the games are coming thick and fast. Wednesday, we go into this Brighton game. And I don't know, after we did the show yesterday, people are still in meltdown, mate. I think people are convinced we've fallen off a cliff and that we're going to finish 8th. I've had so many messages kind of just saying that's it, we're done, like, for the season. Our midfield's cracked. We're not scoring goals.
Wrong with people? What is wrong with people?
And I thought I was Mr. Negative, mate. Like,
yeah,
Jesus,
honestly,
it's a dark place, man. Like, so
yeah,
I'm not quite that. I'm looking forward to the game. I think Brighton's form, and we'll talk to our special guest Josh in a minute about this. But I think I watched their game against Crystal Palace on Sunday, and they seem to have kind of just dropped off a cliff. Worse than we have. They've got less firepower than we have. So, I think this is a home game that we have to win. But let's see what happens. And just very briefly, because one of the things that someone messaged me yesterday, I wanted to get off the chest, is that Daniel Marlon, right? Obviously, he scored twice for Roma yesterday. Now, Ever Gasson goes to Crystal Palace, and
it's not how it works, right?
It's not how it works.
They go somewhere else and score doesn't mean.
This is how football fans feel. We've made 2 massive mistakes. We should have kept them. Now, for me, Gasson was not a mistake. Marlon, on the other hand, I really think that may have been a mistake. Looking at what we've got in terms of Leon Bailey, if we go back to Saturday's game, he would have been perfect. So here's an option, right? Marlon's only on loan with an option to buy, right? Is there a possibility in a world that next season, because of we're not going to be able to splash the cash, that he comes back and actually a slightly better player? I don't know.
Potentially, who knows, right? I mean, you got to remember, though, actually, in terms of like-for-like position, yes, it's Bailey, but the money we got from that we used for Tammy. So you actually need to look at it as Tammy versus Marlon, not Bailey versus Marlon. However, you're right that if there is an option to buy and potentially they decide to not, I don't know how it works. So, can we just decide, no, you can't buy him even if there is an option? I don't know how it works. If we get
maybe we should have
put
that 10-game clause in like we've done with Harvey Elliott.
Yeah, if we get Champions League, would we bring him back? But I don't think Emery doesn't see him as an out-and-out winger either. I think that was the problem, is he didn't quite know how to fit into his system. I think that was
yesterday he played as a number 9 for Roma and scored twice.
Yeah,
and he took.
It is a different league though as well. It's a totally different league.
It's a different league, but already he's had 3 games in a row, played 90 minutes, and that's the difference. He's never done that at the Villa. He never had that opportunity to do that. So I've said that all along. It might be really interesting. Anyway, I digress. Let's see what happens.
Let's bring Josh in. Hello, Josh. How you doing?
Hello. Good. Thank you. How are you guys?
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah, good, Josh. Got to say, Josh, it's our second time meeting because we had the privilege of debating the last game at the Amex Stadium on Sky, didn't we? So that was
we did, yeah.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Yeah, so welcome to the show, mate.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. We're bigger than Sky. We're bigger than Sky. This is your real moment, mate. This is your claim to fame right now.
This is what Finalysis has led you to, mate. We're sorry. Base it on the intro. Obviously, Mole's better than Sky, right?
Yeah. So just to ask, so obviously you got Together BHA there in your handle. Is that on socials? Do you have a YouTube? Do you do podcasts? What do you do?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's the podcast we run. It's me and a couple of other lads. We run the podcast. It's been going on since 2018, I think it is. So we've been cracking on for a while now. Record after every game. And yeah, you're talking about fans in meltdown. This is a pretty special moment for the Albion.
I've got a mate. I've got a mate at work who is a Brighton fan as well, and I will be sending this episode to him. And he simply asked me, ask them if they're Fabi in or Herzl out.
What a line. We actually recorded our show yesterday, and obviously you can imagine it was a very large part of the show was what happens next. And I think the party line was that if we lose tomorrow and lose against Liverpool, thus putting us out of the cup as well, it's time to go. We have some pretty important games coming up, and it's a little bit too much of a risk given what we watched on Sunday, because I've not seen the team look to down tools like that since Sami Hyypiä.
Wow.
Championship. Even under Houghton at our worst, they never looked like they'd given up. They just sort of they were outclassed in a lot of positions in the Premier League. Never have I seen them look like they simply didn't want to be there. So we're not interested.
Because it's not like the table this season's so strange, right? Like it is literally from 12th, that there's 10 points between 12th and 18th. So, I mean, that's a bit of a gap, I would say. From you guys, it's 8 points down to West Ham. I don't feel like you're in danger. I don't know if that's what you're thinking, because I'm kind of like, if you're looking at a manager, if you're bringing in a manager, or do you change this manager now? Do you look for a longer term in the summer rather than making a mid-season change like towards the end of the season?
I think a lot of people, if we are going to get rid, I don't think anyone wants us to do anything reactionary. I think most would be quite happy to see us just get in, or rather just keep Andrew Crofts, who's our assistant coach. He's been with us since De Zerbi. He's been with us since Houghton. He's been with us for years. And he kind of knows the DNA of the club from start to finish. I think my Teams is making noise, so let me just mute that. But we've had Andrew Crofts for a long time. He obviously played for us as well. And I think a lot of people are just of the opinion of whatever rot is going on at Brighton, it's Herzl based, and we would like to just have Crofts see them out for the rest of the season, and then, as you say, definitely bring in someone new in the summer. And if they want to get another young, innovative coach, I think most of the fans would back it. It's not like we're all regressing back to Route 1 dinosaur football, right? Like we're not all wanting Moyes to come over from Everton. We're very happy to bring in exciting new managers, but I think the patience is all but up with Fabian.
So Josh, hang on. What's changed? Because at the start of the
This is
season,
what I was literally about to ask. Because last season you finished 8th.
Well, yeah, but at the start of this season, you were kind of in the top 8, and you looked like everything was okay. And I don't know, probably since you lost to us 4-3, that was that a turning point, because it feels like the string of results since then have been pretty poor. And I watched that game on Sunday versus Palace, mate, and like you, I thought, wow, like the players just don't look interested. You're letting Crystal Palace walk all over you, a team that are literally depleted, and you've got a manager that's leaving there. Like it felt like that was a kind of must-win game for you guys, and it just petered out to losing 1-0. I mean, the goal itself was just almost like a Sunday League goal. The defense, like, I couldn't believe what I was watching. It was like so easy. You let Evan Gasson do it, mate. And honestly, I know Crystal Palace are love, but that kid, I don't think he's ever played football before.
It's not a footballer.
We watched him make his debut at Villa Park, and he was on the left-hand side, and he stood like just looking around at the stadium, right, while the play was going on. This wasn't before the game, just to go, oh, I'm at Villa Park, this is amazing. He was like, and the play was going past him. I think we conceded the goal, and like
he was just looking around, like what's happening?
So, yeah, I don't know. What is it? Just purely manager based, or is it kind of because it started so well? So what's changed? What has changed?
Yeah, I think the thing is, this is not a new thing. I think fans have had reservations around Herzl for well over a year. It goes back further than that, and the position and the results paper over a lot of cracks. And I think the problem is that for a lot of Albion fans, under Tony Bloom, we've always had an identity, and that is to play exciting, expansive football. Even back to the Gus Poyet days, the first appointment under Bloom, where we destroyed League One, cruised into the Championship, and then obviously kind of made our way into the Premier League. And even under Chris Hughton, our football in the Championship was very exciting. Right, Anthony Knockout, Glenn Murray, all of that gang were having a lot of fun. We get to the Premier League, we all know it's going to be a dogfight. We all commit to it, and Bloom obviously makes the move to bin off Hughton and bring in Potter. And from day one, we could see the identity was there and what we wanted to do as a football team. Everyone could see exactly what the plan was. And all the memes came out, right? Like your XG champions and stuff. So everyone could see what we were trying to do. And eventually the recruitment method was working. We brought in people that ended up being world-class players, right? World Cup winner McAllister, Moises Caicedo, all these players that are obviously unbelievable footballers now, and got results from it. We lost Potter, brought in De Zerbi, who was more of the same, but more insane, which kind of,
like that.
he the way he connected with the fans was just unbelievable, right? So the connection was there. The cult of personality of Roberto De Zerbi was huge. And the Albion fans adored him from day one.
Is there any chance that he could come back? Because obviously it looks like his position at Marseille is massively under threat. They just lost 5-0 to PSG. I've read numerous articles this week that his time is up there. Would you take him back?
No, I wouldn't. There are fans that would.
Yeah.
It's not my podcast, so I can't speak too candidly, but morally, I wouldn't want a manager who decides to recruit the players that Roberto De Zerbi wanted to recruit at Marseille. And there's good evidence to suggest that a certain right winger at Marseille was one of the reasons De Zerbi left Brighton, because he wanted to sign him, and we said absolutely not. So for me, I wouldn't want him back. Quite a lot of fans don't care and just want the results back. But for me personally, I wouldn't on that basis alone, on just general principle of that.
Yeah, no.
But in general, I think Hertzler came in young, exciting. We watched a lot of Albion fans watch back St. Pauli and were like, that was a lot of that's a very exciting football team. And he was very openly a big fan of De Zerbi, and I think what we've seen over the last 2 years or year and a half is a slow transition away from De Zerbi ball into whatever this is that we're watching now. And I think a lot of the results last year were a result of that slow transition. And we were still sticking to the De Zerbi principles and slowly moving away from them. But when we were winning games, we weren't winning them well anymore. Right. I think a lot of people were looking at them and going we got quite lucky there, a lot. We were winning 1-0 and 2-1, and all of the games were God, that could have gone differently. And now they are. And these are the ones where you're looking at it and going, well, this is what we've been seeing coming all the time. And even in his high moments, he doesn't have high enoughs, because he may win 2 or 3 on the bounce and then we get pasted 7-0 at Forest. Right. So
that's never great, is it? I think because I suppose there's two points there, because the exciting and attractive football doesn't always mean results, right?
Definitely.
And to say the other way, you can have slightly more boring, lethargic, kind of systematic football, which I would say
David Moyes.
Yeah, right. Well, David Moyes. So David Moyes is an interesting one, right? Because what he did with West Ham was incredible. And
I hated it.
All you had was all the West Ham fans going, I want to be entertained. I want to be entertained. And then they're fucked up. And now they're 18th in the league. And I'm just so there's this weird thing where actually, do you think it is a case of, the identity shifting, but also it just doesn't look like anything that's going to be successful in any way? Would it be different if you were actually, still kind of 8th or 7th in the league this season? Is it just about exciting, entertaining football, or is it actually more the success side of it, or is it a mix of both?
I think you're absolutely right in that it's a mix of both, right? If we're playing, the fact is we're playing really dull, bad football, and we look like a badly coached football team, and we're not winning games at all, right? 1 win in 12 in the Prem.
Yeah.
Like you partner them together. And before, as you say, we finished 8th. We started the season pretty well, and we weren't playing well. It was dull, boring football, but we were winning games or getting points. So a lot of people were able to once he gets a little bit more bedded in, like we'll start playing nicer football. But actually, the football hasn't evolved, and we're getting the results that we deserve now, unfortunately. And I mean, if you wanted to kind of sum it up this weekend, as you say, we were playing Palace at home, our biggest rivals, who are in absolute free fall as well. Their managers don't want to be there. Half their best players had left. And once they went a goal up, we had our goalkeeper going to the sidelines to clarify who was playing left back. We had Lewis Dunk playing up front for no reason at all. And we had Max de Kuiper, our left back, when he was subbed off, told him to go F himself. So, I mean, the attitude is fully
the
on.
signs are there, right?
It's not good.
Well, I mean, it's not good for you. Hopefully, it's going to be good for us on Wednesday. Because this is what I'm saying in terms of Villa fans. Like, it's not as bad as we all make out to be, because we drew with Bournemouth away from home and we lost 2 home games. Our season, like James and I were talking about this on our previous show, that it's been a phenomenal season. Yes, we started very poorly, but my word, we're 3rd in the Premier League. I don't know what we're moaning about at this point, apart from the fact the only thing we've got to be concerned about is, and I said this off air, is that we've obviously had some significant injuries to our midfield, and it would affect any team if it's bad enough losing one. But those 3 players that we've lost in Tielemans, Kamara, and McGinn, they are instrumental to our team. Each one to play a very different role, but are just as important. And you could probably get away with losing 1. Losing 3, massive. But Unai Emery never moans about injuries. It's kind of like, okay, we'll get players in, and it's down to the people that are here fit to go and set the standard, or meet the standard that we set. Bournemouth away is always a difficult place to go. They come at us in the second half, and we looked a little bit tired. But I think I said off air, we've got Douglas Luiz and Onana who've only played together once. I really think give them a couple of games together, and I think that will start to click, because the rest of it is kind of still pretty much what we've had all season, particularly that front line. And, I think there's encouraging signs for us going into tomorrow's game with Jadon Sancho. I thought he's had 3 or 4 games now where he's actually looked quite lively and contributed to the games. He got an assist on Saturday. We've got Morgan Rogers, obviously, who we know, for me, he's probably one of the best players in the league this season. TalkSport are already selling him to Chelsea for 120 million. He's obviously he's too big for Villa already.
Chelsea? What are you going Chelsea?
Chelsea or Spurs. It was Chelsea or Spurs.
Fucking hell, that's even worse.
That's worse, right?
Honestly,
but Spurs next year they'll have all the money in the world to spend. They'll probably get rid of Frank and get somebody else in, and as long as they stay in the league, they've got they've got no PSR issues. Anyway, I digress with that. I don't think they're going to that will ever happen. I think if we can just, these next 3 games for us are huge. Obviously Brighton on Wednesday. If we can get 3 points, and everything you've just described says to me that as long as we play our normal game, we should win, right? Because I watched you on Sunday, and like you said, it felt to me as just a neutral that those players had down tools. Like you said, you mentioned it brilliantly. Look, I couldn't believe Lewis Dunk, for me, has been one of the best centre halves in the league over the last 3-4 seasons. He was in the England squad looking like a real solid centre half. And I remember looking at the screen going, why is Lewis Dunk running through the middle? What's going on here? Right, and even with the goal, your whole back forward just partied like the red. It was like kids being drawn to the football, and it was just so basic. I couldn't believe it. Because Brighton have been one of my favourite sides to watch over the last few seasons, Josh. We went to Brighton away last year when we won 3-0. And I just thought the whole place is brilliant. The Amex Stadium's a wonderful stadium. The people were really welcome. We sat in the fan zone. Everyone was there was no aggro. It was just completely well run, to the point where the bars being open before, during, and after the game. It was just so chilled and relaxed. I sat on a padded seat in an away end. I was like, This is more comfy than my seat at Villa Park, and I pay lots of money to go to Villa Park. What's going on? Right. But yeah, so I've got a real soft spot for Brighton, and I don't, I think they've done so well in previous seasons, and it's such a shame to see them drop off. But for us, I think it's come at the right time to go into Wednesday's game where we desperately need a win.
It'll be interesting. I mean, we'll get onto predicted lineups in a sec. It'll be interesting to see how it goes, because the problem with Villa Park, Sam on our match post-match against Bournemouth, we spoke about Villa Park can just be so flat at the moment, like so flat, and you wouldn't think we're third. No, you wouldn't think we were playing like we're actually on a rich vein of form. We had 11 wins, all this kind of. It's just this kind of thing where if we're not winning, no one's bothering to sing.
Yeah,
and it's just like, what is going on here? Like, it could be full to the rafters, and you will literally, I'll be able to hear the managers shouting. I'll be able to hear the players on the pitch, even without Tyrone Mings there, which tells me you can basically hear a pin drop. Like, it's so quiet. I even sit there sometimes going, shh, because it's so fucking quiet. Like, it is like, I could get my kid to sleep. It's ridiculous. But anyway, it'll be interesting to see if it is 0-0 at half time, that crowd will get edgy. And it will get, and if you start to come into the game at all at 0-0, it'll be a nervous watch.
Just listen out for me, because I'll be singing anyway. But we sit in the Trinity Road stand.
You'll be sitting there going, so you'll be like, "Fucking Watkins!" That's what you'll be doing. That's
no, he's going to start Tammy. I'm convinced he's going to start.
Well,
Tammy.
yeah, he'll come on. Watkins will come on, and then. Anyway, right, onto our predicted lineups here. So, Josh, if you just want to take us through your lineup, you don't need to go through every player if you don't want to. Just go through any main changes, players we need to watch out for as well. If you could just take us through it, it'd be great.
Yeah, definitely. So I went with the idea that looking at the team we played Sunday and rotation is going to be needed, right? So Welbeck was benched. Minde is on the bench. He's got fitness issues, but he's been back for a few weeks now. I'm feeling like he must be okay enough. But I think he was given a bit of an extra rest. So Veltman will be coming in at right back to play there instead. De Kuyper will come off. Boscagli will start in place of Van Hecke. He's injured, got a hamstring apparently. The midfield duo, I think Baleba will start again. Hinchelwood will go into that middle of the park as well. And then you've got Gomez probably at left wing, Minde at right wing, so swap them around. Yeah. And then Georgie and Welbeck up top. But I don't think anyone's going to look at that and think like, "Core, that looks good." Knowing the form we're in and knowing the way this team is playing. Either way, you're talking about fans getting their Aggie in on the backs of the players. That there is going to be no respite from the booing at the Amex for Hertzler if we are not playing well at Villa Park. I'll tell you that much.
Wow. Sounds like it's going to be a hostile environment for both fans. Then we're just letting both.
Bizarre, isn't it? Really.
No, it's weird because, like I said, over the last couple of seasons, Brighton have been a team to watch, and when looking at that starting 11, I don't recognise them. Do you know what I mean? To go, actually, this player is a quality player that can cause us damage. Obviously, we know about Danny Welbeck as an Asian thing, and last season was on fire, right? Looked like and at the start of the season, there's talk of him going to the World Cup.
Still is, to be fair. He's on 8 goals already this season.
Yeah, right.
He's cracking them in.
But apart from that, I struggle to see where the damage is going to come from us if we're on our game. Whereas before I'd look at a Brighton team and go, "Oh God, they've got pacing behind. They've got a midfield duo that can kind of pick through the lines and get through our defensive setup, really." Which is, again, this game for me will be won and lost in midfield. That pivot, it's whether Douglas Luiz and Anana, which I'm convinced will be that double pivot for us. If that happens, if they can kind of maintain any threat you do have with that attacking options that you've got, it's going to be an interesting one, I think. Yeah,
just on that, I suppose, because I was thinking about our holding mid. I don't know if you will change it. We'll go on to our lineup in a sec. But I haven't watched a huge amount of Brighton this season. By the way, where's Matoma? Is he injured?
He played all 90 on Sunday, so for that reason, I'm thinking he's probably going to get rested and maybe come on. So
Yeah.
that's why I didn't put him on.
He scares me. If it's 0-0 and it's 60 minutes in, you put him on, he's just going to...
Yeah,
You would like to think so, but Hertzler has even managed to neuter him. He is inexplicably playing our wingers incredibly narrow. And Kaoru Mitoma has never been a player that succeeds as a narrow winger. Like, he is someone that hugs that line as tightly as possible, and he gets the ball and the fullback absolutely shits themselves, right? Like, there's no... And if he wants to cut inside and make a crazy run and score a goal of the season, he's intelligent enough to know whether he wants to do that or not. Being a narrow winger is just... I mean, I don't know. You said you watched this weekend. How many runs did Kaoru Mitoma make almost as a centre forward and look totally ineffective this weekend?
Yeah, mate, it was constant. Like you said there, it was frustrating actually, because I love him as a player, and it felt like he was nullified. It looked like he was frustrated as well on the pitch.
Oh, absolutely.
Like he was getting annoyed, because, like you say, he's got that threat of his pace that. Hugging that touchline's his game. I don't know why you wouldn't utilise that every game, because up against 1-on-1 against any fullback, you back him right. So I'm happy that Hurst has decided to do that, by the way, because I hope if he just can, I hope he continues to do it. But because he's the one player that I do worry about, and the fact that I kind of anticipated that you're saying that, because he did play full 90, and is it not possible for him to play 2 games in a week? Is he coming back? Why would they rest him?
He has been coming back from injury, so I feel like it would be a safety thing more than anything. I mean, he missed almost the entire first half of the season. I feel like it would be a case of let's not do anything too crazy and risk him too much, and just be a bit more careful with bringing him back in. But there is definitely a possibility. I mean, you say it kind of realistically, right? If Hertzler is genuinely worried about his job, he may well start Kaoru Mitoma.
Yeah.
Cool. Right, onto our lineup, Gary. So keep it brief. We haven't got a huge amount of time.
Very brief. Just back 4 picks itself. For me, I don't think Mings will start 2 games in a row, because again, he's coming back from a hamstring injury. He played full 90 minutes on Saturday, so I think he'll swap him back for Pau, which means it brings Maatsen, which offers that pace down the left-hand side, linking up with Rodgers. It's that double pivot, as I just mentioned. It's whether he chooses to play Bogard instead of potentially Douglas Luiz. I think that is the strongest pairing for me. They just need to play some minutes together. And if they can get hold of that midfield, then it unlocks that forward 4. He might play Watkins because he just loves to, but I'm bored of Watkins now, honestly. 8 goals in 50 games, whatever it is. It's just, like, I know he runs well and he works hard and all that jazz, but fuck me, he's supposed to be our senior striker, and he just doesn't score goals, and it infuriates me, like, because it's almost like he doesn't. I don't know. There's something changed in his mentality for me from watching him week in, week out, from the 23-24 season to now, and we've picked it apart. And I get shouted at a lot because I should be grateful that he's one of the top Premier League goal scorers, and I get it. But in a team that has been the best team that Villa have had in the last 30 years, he should be scoring 20 goals a season, and we should be qualifying for the Champions League year in, year out with the managers and the manager and the owners that we've got, and it doesn't happen. So I'd like to see Tammy start because he hasn't had many minutes, and it comes down to Sancho really as well. He's been really good last 3 games, but has been hauled off on 60 minutes in the last 3 games. And he's been okay with that. And I don't know if that's just a kind of managing the minutes because we've got a lot of football coming up. But he's looked good and he's looked dangerous, and he's linked up really well with Rodgers and Buendia. And that forward 4, whoever it is, has got the ability to score goals. It's whether we can kind of win that midfield battle to get the result.
Yeah. I mean, we don't know if he'll make rotate. He might go strong and then rotate at the weekend, because then these players will get a 10-day rest or whatever before Leeds game. Yeah. Anana is coming back from injury, so that's the one that I wasn't 100% sure on. But yes, I largely agree with what you're saying there. Right.
Last minute. One pro Ollie Watkins for you, if you want, is that he loves scoring against Brighton. 8 goals in his last 7 games against the Albion.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It doesn't matter though. He didn't score against Brentford. So all those records are just like, for Ollie Watkins in a minute. Since the end of last season, me and Gary, I mean, Gary's been on it for longer, but since the end of last season, I'm just like, I don't think he's done. I don't think it's that he's like down tools or any of that malarkey. He's still trying hard. I just think His age is catching up with him. He's had a niggling injury for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
He's not lost that edge of pace. He's lost that edge of power. He's lost his confidence. He's peaked. I think it's time to move on. But on that as well, it's time to move on to our match predictions. This is the final bit. So, Hans, which one's home? Yeah, so that's Villa.
That's Villa.
This one's Brighton. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Me and Gary will go first. Gary, so 3, 2, 1. What am I going for? I'll go.
2-1.
So 2-1 Villa. Josh, what are you thinking?
I'm going with. I'm so sorry, my dog's losing his mind.
Your dog's
I'm
brilliant.
going with
Oh wow, he's gone for. I don't think we've ever had anyone go for the opposition win. Jeez,
it is that bad.
It's that bad.
that
Wow.
Very
Well, do you know
pragmatic.
what, mate? Ollie Watkins did play really well against you in the reverse fixture of this. So maybe he can, if he does play, he can find his scoring boots. He needs it for confidence for me. Like I said, my last thing on Watkins, it's just decision making for me from Watkins. It's so poor all of the time, most of the time. It's like on Saturday where he basically, got goal rolled out for offside. He should have stayed onside. It's almost like, what are you doing, mate? Like it's just those little moments that count for everything, right? So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I think we'll win the game, mate. I do.
Yeah, I hope so. I think Josh,
especially after speaking to Josh, because
Josh's obviously gone to kill his dog or something that's going on, so he can't do that on camera. I don't know. So, obviously, Josh, if you are still there, thank you for coming on. He's left literally at the moment that we're ending the podcast. Gary, as always, do you want to give us your final thoughts?
Yes, mate. I think I'm feeling.
There he is.
I'm feeling slightly more confident having now spoken to Josh, because it feels like that Brighton have literally down tools and we should be beating them. So I'm confident now that we're going to get the result tomorrow. I think 3 points for us will be massive for confidence for us going into the next 2 games after that. If we can then win those 2, then it's the Champions League spot is fully on. That 3rd place is definitely up for grabs for us, and it starts tomorrow. So hopefully we can pull it off.
Brilliant.
And,
well, thank you. Just to say while you're here, then, Josh, thank you so much for coming on. It's been really great having you. Obviously, anyone who is a Brighton fan, because we do get opposition fans watching and stuff. If you haven't, if you're not listening to Together BHA, then please do. They do some great content. And yeah, Gary, do you want to sing us out, mate?
Yeah, Josh, thanks very much, mate. This is the best bit of the show where you're going to remember forever. So as always,
Brilliant.
Every week we follow the boys in claret and blue. Peace, people. Thanks, Josh.